Western Florida is not the same.
Tell you all a story about a city I know. South Florida is where we go.
Weston is one of the best towns to live in Florida, especially in South Florida. So if you're someone in the early research you may not know about, then Weston, put it in a list. That's the best city to live in, but there are some changes happening. You need to be informed and aware. If you're local, you need to be informed and aware because those changes are definitely affecting the living conditions, or it affects even investors too. So let's talk this right now.
Over in a city where the grass is green and the neighborhood girls act like queens, where the alligators roam and they grab your feet. West and South Florida, staying all week.
Weston is the best city to live in. Weston is located west side of South Florida, which is very close to Everglades. That's one of the negative about Weston because if you're scared of alligators and stuff, like it's close to Everglades. Just be informed. Again, it's not like every day you are going to encounter alligator there, but it's one of the thing there because it's very close to Everglades. Weston's population right now is increased up to 70,000. There was a time Weston's population was only 30,000. Even I made a video on those. So it's keep increasing, and right now it's up to 70,000 population, and it is growing very fast because it's one of the best city to live in, very structural city to live in. And if you're moving with families with kids, people love to live there because of the schools also. School system is awesome, and that brings me to discuss about the school changes. Right now, a lot of schools are complaining about the overcrowded because of the population. It's been, for example, cyber schools, they're overcrowded and people are not liking it. The ratio has been increased, the student-teacher ratio. However, the ranking is not disturbed, so that's a good news, but definitely schools are getting overcrowded. So that's one of the reasons. Lately, I heard they started the new charter schools and private schools around Weston. So that's a good news. And if you're looking for private schools, the schools near to Weston, the private two schools you can go. It's in American Heritage. That's one of the best school, number one school in whole Florida, and number two is the Nova School, which is not too far. So if you do not like to go to the public school, then those would be your immediate choice for the private schools. And talking about the rules and regulation, the one most important rules I wanted to share with you is Weston has a city is implementing restrictions on short-term rentals, which is a great news for locals because if you are local and want to maintain the crowd there, residentials for long term, then definitely this is a great because short-term rental, mostly, the Airbnb rentals or verbos, a lot of transitions and then sometimes doesn't maintain the community, and people were complaining about the city has made a lot of big changes where Weston will not allow Airbnb or verbo or short-term rentals there, and that's like bad news for investor because some people even keep the condos there for their winter time, and in summertime they do rent even 3 to 4 months. So that's kind of a little bit difficult to rent. In only few communities they allow at least 3 months to 6 months, but everyday rentals they don't allow at all. So that's one of the big change it's been, and that's a good news also. As I said, if you're moving to Weston, then for sure you would know it's more cities very strict implementing the rules in protection of locals, and that's why it looks very structured. If you just walk around the Weston, like drive around the Weston, it's, my god, greenery is so beautiful. They have increased even a bike and pedestrian trails, especially bike trails, because a lot of accidents were happening lately. So they have enhanced and increase the size of the bike trails in majority areas in Weston. So that's a great news. And one major drawback in Weston, there is not public transportation. So to connect to another city, you have to have a car. If you are somebody who wants the walkable neighborhoods, then Weston is not good. The walking score is very poor there. And if you're looking for schools nearby or shopping areas nearby, then Weston is not for you because Weston City actually likes the commercial and residential to be a little far from each other, and that's how they are making their rules more strict. Even though new restaurants and new fitness centers has been introduced in Weston Town Center, but they are not focusing to put nearby to the neighborhood. So it's one way, it's a good good news where it will be always structural, and they are trying to be structured like, compartmental, where residential and commercial stays apart from each other and maintains the safety for residents. And one of the major change I would say is the pricing, right? So Weston, I wouldn't put in the affordable city anymore. Average price for Weston, median sale price is 700,000, which is a huge number, because if you talk about South Florida's main attraction was affordability, cost of living being low. Single family houses we could buy in less than 500,000, but now in Western itself, no. At least you need a budget around 750,000 to 900,000 to get a good single family house, which you will like it. If you are 650,000, the best choice would be townhouses, like 3-bedroom, 2-baths, townhouses, maybe like with the single entrances. A lot of people, even retirees, they also like to live in Weston now, because Weston has a very good golf communities where you can, play golf. So it's good that way too, but it will be always in demand because of a lot of major reasons which we already discussed. I think if you're already in research, I really recommend to see some other videos so you understand why Weston is one of the top rated cities and why pricing is there. If you understand the value, then definitely you will not feel, oh, it's too expensive, right? It's still less expensive than Miami, because the average square foot there price is around 350 per square foot price, which is not bad. Buying something where you have seen, like, there's a history of real estate price increase there, almost 30% to 40% raise, which is great. So Weston will be one of my favorite city, but yeah, a lot of changes keep happening in the city. Thank you for watching, and comment me below if you like me to make some other videos or some other topics, different topics. Comment me below, I would love to make those. Thank you.